Vladimir Putin of Russia is in a dangerous position after the major embarrassment of Luna-24 crashing on the moon. This is a picture that Luna-25 took as it was descending to the surface, and that was, of course, just before it crashed. In the meantime, we have a successful landing of the Indian spacecraft on the south pole of the moon. So India beat Russia to the moon landing. So meanwhile, Roscosmos chief Yuri Borisov has revealed that the spacecraft went off course after its engines overfired by 43 seconds during a vital course correction in lunar orbit. The major embarrassment of the crash of Russia's Luna-25 into the moon last weekend had helped place Vladimir Putin into a dangerous position. This is a assessment of economic geographer Professor John Bryson of the University of Birmingham, who says that the spacecraft's loss is the latest in a string of failures that are undermining the incompetent leader standing at home and on the international stage. Launched from Vostochny Cosmodrome in the Russian Far East on August 11, Luna-25 had been envisaged as a demonstration, as the State Space Corporation Roscosmos put it, that Russia is a state capable of delivering payload to the moon. It was also carrying various instruments that would have allowed the photograph the lunar surface, collect geological samples, and conduct other scientific measures. But contact with the mission was lost last Saturday morning, with Roscosmos announcing the next day that the craft had in fact ceased to exist. In other words, it crashed. Professor Bryson told Daily Express President Putin suffers from a distorted sense of reality as he considers that Russia remains a great superpower when the reality is very different. Russia is a former superpower and is a country that is on a trajectory that is more aligned with North Korea or Iran rather than US or even China. Part of Putin's distorted sense of reality is his belief that Russia can compete in the new space race. Unfortunately for Putin, this ambition has been shown to be little more than a dream with the failure of Luna-25 mission. There are many reasons for this failure, but these include Russia's severance from global supply chains combined with ongoing failure to successfully conclude Putin's special Ukraine operation. Professor Bryson said Putin has a major problem. His position within Russia and his international standing is continually being eroded by his own incompetence, the invasion of Ukraine and now the loss of Luna-25. The geographer explained both represent prominent blots in Putin's copybook. He said it's dangerous for a political leader in Putin's position to develop a reputation for a stream of failures. For Professor Bryson, Putin's failures stem from a combination of poor decision-making and his failure to adequately invest in Russia's economic infrastructure. Vladimir Putin, he explains, appears to be operating on an outmoded sense of statecraft founded on territorial conquest rather than on economic and scientific prowess. And Professor Bryson quipped, instead of over-investing in weapons of mass destruction, Putin should have been investing in Russia's economic, scientific, and educational infrastructure. Putin's political legacy will be one of 20 years of Russian underdevelopment. The failure of Luna-25 mission is a major embarrassment for Putin, and he needs to take responsibility. And yesterday, meanwhile, Roscosmos Director General Yuri Borisov moved to place the blame a little further back in time. He said, interrupting the lunar program for almost 50 years is the main reason for the failure of the Luna-25 mission. Well, then I'd like to know why India, who didn't even have that many missions, landed successfully, very properly and nicely, delicately on the south pole of the moon yesterday. Now, the invaluable experience that he said that our predecessors accumulated in the 1960s and 70s was practically lost. Russia has landed a probe on the moon, Luna-24, back in 1976. After this, their focus shifted away from lunar exploration in favor of the construction of the Mir space station and sending more Venera probes off to study Venus. Mr. Borisov went on to advocate for Roscosmos' continued pursuit of lunar exploration, suggesting that a termination of the program would be the worst decision. Now, speaking to Russian state news agency TASS, Mr. Borisov also revealed more specifics about the spacecraft's malfunction. He attributed the main cause of the crash to engines overfiring on Saturday during a course correction intended to put the craft in its pre-landing orbit. Borisov said, "Unfortunately, the thruster shutdown did not occur normally in accordance with the cyclogram, but under a time cutoff, and it had operated for 127 seconds instead of 84 seconds. It was less than an hour after this maneuver went array at 2:57 p.m., that's 7:57 a.m. ET, that ground control lost contact with Luna-25 spacecraft. Luna-25 is understood to have made 2 similar course corrections en route to the moon without issue. And according to TASS, the command sent to the engines was numerously tested on ground-based simulator before it was uploaded to Luna-25. Mr. Borisov said that a special commission has been established to investigate what went wrong during the third maneuver." And this is on Express UK by Ian Randall. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.